this meeting to order, the Village of Woodlawn regular council meeting, May 23rd, 2023. We'll all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Father God, right now, we just want to pause and thank you for allowing us to come out right now and do the business of the village. We ask that you purge our hearts, our minds, that we do what is right for our citizens here in the village of Woodlawn. We ask that you just have a special prayer at each home that is represented here in the village of Woodlawn. Touch them and have them have a peaceful evening. Lord, we ask in these blessings in thy Son Jesus' name and for his sake. Amen.
Amen.
Roll call, please.
Esther Boys.
Here.
Rosemary Brown.
Present.
Benny Chandler.
Present.
Helen Fitzgerald.
Present.
Robert Lawson.
Present.
Aaron Tillman III.
Present.
Mayor Poe.
Present. Reading and disposal of previous minutes. Regular council meeting from April 25th, 2023. I need a motion to approve those minutes in front of us with any corrections, deletions, additions to them.
I have, correction.
Uh-huh.
It's on, Monica, it's on the second page, at the top. And under Vera Helen Clements, it's, the third line. I think you left out repaired. It goes into she also.
About the engineers.
See, right there.
Urban, yes.
And also, if you go down before the COTW, the Committee of the Whole, I think you have, has applied twice. Probably want to correct that too. Right, go down the middle of the page. COTW dash, the paragraph before that. Ms. Sherman has applied.
Are there any other corrections to those minutes in front of us? If there are none, I just need a motion to approve those minutes from April 25th, 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for April 25th, 2023.
I'll second it.
Motion been moving properly second. All ayes.
Aye.
Aye.
Very well. I need a motion to approve the special council meeting from May 1st, 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve the special session of council, May 1st, 2023.
I'll second.
Motion been moving properly second. All ayes.
Aye.
Very well. I need a motion to approve the special council meeting from May 9th, 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve the special session of council, May 9th, 2023.
I'll second.
Motion been moving properly second. All ayes. Very well. Clerk, have anybody signed up to address council tonight?
You know it.
Okay, so we have. We have separately, they can come together.
Sure. Did you say Recreation
Recreation
Commission? Okay.
Yes.
Come forward, please.
Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening.
And council members of Woodlawn. It's a pleasure to see you tonight.
Good. It's a
Happy
pleasure
to
as
be
well.
here. And so first, allow me to introduce ourselves. I don't know if you know who everyone is. This is Tony Prosser. Forsetha Ransom. And we come before you tonight to talk about some of the issues that we're concerned with within our community regarding the recreation for our youths. As you know, I'm sure you know, we meet on the first Wednesday of every month. And with our last meeting, we've come up with A few questions that we'd like to have answered, if at all possible, tonight. And the first question that we have is, excuse me, what is the purpose of the Recreation Commission if we've hired a consulting firm? Do you want me to just lay out all of the questions first?
That's fine. I'm still going to write them because I just want to follow up and make sure that I'm on the same
Okay.
page with you.
Okay,
Yes.
that's fine. So, do you want me to just hold on for a minute?
So I just want to clarify, you're asking what is the purpose of the commission
Right.
and if,
No, we're
They
wanting to know, what is the purpose of the consulting firm in relation to the Recreation Commission? In other words, we know what we're supposed to do. What we're trying to understand is, what is the position for the consulting firm?
Manager, would we be referring to the analysis?
Yes.
Could they be referring to the
Well,
analysis?
I guess I would ask that question to them. Are
Yeah.
you referring to the recreation analysis that we are, or assessment?
Yes,
that
we're
doing?
Okay.
referring to the recreation analysis, because quite honestly, we just recently heard something about it, and we're not sure what that entails.
Okay.
And
This,
perhaps-
I would be more than happy to meet with you all at some time. It would take considerable time for us to explain that at this council meeting. So I'd be more than happy to meet with you all at some time in the very near future, and we can go over it. Also, you've been chosen as a focus group to get your input as well on this recreational needs assessment.
Ye-
That's the email they got
We
today.
received
That
that
you
email
received
today
today.
for June 1st, yes.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Okay.
One moment, Ms. Boyd.
I just wanted to add to it, when I first got here, and I was working with our previous village manager, who had worked all over the city, and we were talking about the recreation and how it needed to, go in a different direction. He mentioned to me about a recreation analysis that is done about every 5 years at recreation centers around the country, okay? And he had mentioned we needed that. And then the pandemic came in, and we never really got that going. So I was a real advocate of this, to have the recreation analysis. We've had this rec center for, I guess, 20 years, and it's never had a recreation analysis. But if you go, he'll explain to you, and if you, the village manager, not he, if you go online and you also look that up, it tells you a lot about what a recreation analysis is for.
Okay.
And it was debated amongst us that it may not solve anything, but if you've never had it, and we've had a recreation center for 20 years, then we at least need to have this data and see if this can, change the direction. But you are our integral part of that.
And it also looks at the needs of the community. How can we really optimize our recreation center? So I think with the assessment as well as what you guys do as a commission, and then the community, we can help solve some of these concerns and issues, because they're an outside source looking in, and they've done this many, many times for other recreation centers, and I think it'll really help the community just understand what we want and what we need, and to try to help our community, our recreation center thrive more than it is. I mean, it's
Right,
doing good
exactly.
down there, but what does the community really want out of
The
our
recreation.
rec center? So
Yeah.
Does it analyze programs that we have, or don't?
I think it's gonna analyze everything. I mean,
It will.
I think the assessment is months. It's not even just
It's not
talking
a-
to a few people. I think
right.
it's talking to the
It's a-
residents, it's talking to the council, it's talking to the
Business.
commission, the businesses. And it's just huge. And I wanna say 4 months, is it? 3 or 4 months it takes to come up with the assessment. It's not like they're gonna talk to just a few groups. It's many groups.
Okay.
And it may say that we don't have enough, it may say we have the wrong programs, but it's an analysis, and we
Benchmark.
need it.
Okay.
No, I was just saying, we actually done that.
Oh, okay, I apologize, I had to ask, and I was given the answer that hadn't been done, but so,
It was
where
done
is
on
the
a-
data?
It was done on a much smaller scale, wasn't necessarily a
In-depth.
firm, I don't believe. It's been several years. But many things were sent out to the residents to give feedback. And unfortunately, part of the problem in not collecting the proper data, people didn't respond in droves the way that we hoped for. So it didn't provide a good overview of what we were looking for, so.
Okay.
She did.
We did a survey.
Right, a
It
survey,
was
yeah.
nothing that was done.
Right.
What's going to happen now?
Okay.
This
This
is
is
bigger.
data collected, it's gonna
Yes.
be months before they
Right.
get all the data from
Right.
all the people and analyze it and give us a response.
Using data
Right.
that they have to compare it to and what works.
Right.
They have national data from all over. Yes, so that, we'll see.
Okay.
Hopefully, it'll help, but it will help to make the decision. I think, are we spinning our wheels for no reason or something? But it's something that they said was every 5 years, that usually a center has. And the previous village manager, he's been through these before. He said they were very good, so.
And it sounds like we need more village participation.
Oh,
We need more
yes.
residents to,
Yes.
so it might be a good idea to try to figure out a way to get our residents involved in what's happening within the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a
Years
focus
ago, it
group
was
as
just
well.
great.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
It
we
is.
just had a good time in Woodlawn, and I'd
Right.
like to see that happen again. The next question. I was down at the ball fields on yesterday. And quite frankly, they're a mess. There seems to be an issue when it's raining. The field,
Low line.
first of all, becomes very, very, very wet.
Low line.
And I'm sure that's something that's, you're already aware of.
We are.
So,
We are.
first thing is, what's being done to take care of that? And then second, when we go to other communities, my brother coaches the Little League, and when we go to other communities, Wyoming, Springdale, Harwood, the fields are immaculate. And then we have to come down to our community, and it's a hot mess. And frankly, it's embarrassing. The bleachers were so dirty that there's no place to sit. They could at least be sprayed off, especially when there's going to be a game and we have people coming from other communities. We want to take pride in our community as well, just as everyone else is doing. The field needs to be swept. The grass could have been mowed. Certainly, it could have been weeded. And then also back to the bleachers. I understand that they're up against the trees, and there's really not many options. There are not any other options for the bleachers, but perhaps maybe they could be pulled out some, or the trees could be cut all the way back, or the trees could be cut all the way back,
Okay.
if that makes any sense, or cleaned up, or something like that.
So just to address a couple things, and I know the manager's over there writing as well, in terms of those bleachers, perhaps they do need to be cleaned. Now, we are in a low-lying area down there that's kind of a negative for us. I did see them out there dragging those fields today. I'm not for sure when you've seen the grass, but our Public Works keeps up on that grass down there. I see it all the time. We all see that. I'm sorry?
I didn't think the issue was grass.
She
Well, I'm
mentioned
just saying,
grass.
it could,
She mentioned grass.
I'm not saying that it's not yay high. I mean, it's not knee high,
Okay.
don't misunderstand me, and I apologize
Okay.
for
Okay.
sounding like that, but,
Okay.
and I'm OCD in a way, so excuse me, and maybe I'm overreacting, but I would just like to see it cut just a little bit lower and weeded and weeds down, and you know how I am, Brian, I'm like you. You know what we're talking about. Mhm. Yeah, they had games down there last
I
night.
got a call about 2 weeks ago from a resident
and she wants to know who she can contact. And I told her, Ms. Sherman at the rec center, because her son plays for Wyoming, and she said she was absolutely embarrassed because everybody was talking about the way the field looked.
We happened to go by one day with the rain, and there was a game, and they couldn't use the entire field. There were people that were, you know, the flood was on the field, and there were people that had to still sit up on the asphalt or on the other side of the flooded water.
Okay.
Because from first to second base was just a puddle of water. On the water, I should say.
Okay.
Mayor,
Okay.
just,
One moment, Ms. Boyd. I see Ms. Paula's hand back there. Yes, ma'am.
I didn't see
The
it.
flooding, we've known that that's an issue.
Yes.
The playground supply company that did our field over last year suggested that if we put drains in there, to drain it off, but that's expensive. So that's kind of hard for us to do. We tried to have our games away when it's flooded like that. We take pictures and we send it to the baseball, you know, the teams, and they'll tell us they would rather play than cancel the games. We cancel too many times, they will take us out of the league, or they will fine us. So, but Coach Shipman always takes pictures and sends them, and says, this is what our field looks like. You want to play, this is why we let it come to you, or we'll cancel and reschedule for another day. And most teams are saying, I mean, they've been playing every day, whether it's like that or not. So they come up with some rules and say the ball goes into the mud. I know it's not ideal, and I'm sorry that you all, it's embarrassing to some degree, but hopefully we can, you know, work on that and get more funds or something to fix the field better. We tried, we wrote 2 grants, and we did not get the grants that we wanted to redo our fields. So, but we are conscious of it and aware of it, and so, thank you for your support.
2 more issues.
Uh-huh.
2 more.
No worries.
It was brought to our attention as a committee that some of the community is concerned with the basketball court at the rec center
Inside, right?
inside.
Okay.
And the issue was during basketball season,
Time.
AAU was there. And the question was posed, what are our community children supposed to do? Where do they go? Why should they have to be denied the basketball court because AAU is there?
I can't
that
answer
something-
that. I really can't. I'm looking at Ms. Sherman back there again, to feed in.
So there's a team that pays to practice in our gym. All our teams have gym time. All of Woodlawn's basketball teams have gym time. That's not an issue. There may be some outside teams that want to have gym time but can't, because there is a team there. That team is not playing AAU during basketball season. They're playing during the same league that we play. They do happen to play AAU basketball, but they pay to use our basketball. So none of our teams are denied that opportunity to.
As teams, what is there any free time?
We have,
Just want to come in.
so what everyone doesn't understand, I think it's kind of hard, we have gym time from 6 to 8 p.m., period. So when we have open gym is from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. when it's basketball season. When basketball season is over, open gym is from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. We may have some gyms that are still at Kelsey Mitchell's in one gym. We have another team that's in another gym. And those days, Tuesdays and Thursdays, there's open gym only up until 6 p.m. Any other day, they can go until 8 p.m. On Saturdays, we go from 10 to 1. And trust me, we have teams who come in during the day as well. So just groups of guys that come and play. But people, I think it's difficult for them to understand that during basketball season, everyone gets out of school, work, they want to play and practice at 6 p.m. We only have 2 hours every single day. We extended our gym time from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. and offered that time. I stayed every night up on Tuesdays and Thursdays till 10 p.m. so people can have the gym time if they want it. We shifted teams too. So that's,
So some nights you stay until 10?
yes, ma'am, I did stay until 10, and we get paid for people who
No, but did y'all?
Right, and that was my next, that was gonna be my next
Let me
comment, because how do
be
they
very-
know?
Can I say something, please? Let me be very clear about that time. From 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., those teams are paying. Chelsea Mitchell doesn't pay, but the other team does.
Okay.
It's only on Tuesdays and Thursdays, because it couldn't fit into our regular schedule. It's really hard on us during that time. We get a lot of flack, we get a lot of complaints, we get a lot of people angry with us who are from the outside. They may live in Woodlawn, have a team that's not a Woodlawn team, but they want gym time. Our priority is our basketball team. Once they have their gym time set, whatever time is available, then we do that. So it's just hard. I wish we had an extra gym. Maybe teams, they could practice earlier. No one wants to practice on Fridays. The gym is wide open on Fridays, but no one wants to practice on Fridays. So it's just hard. It's really hard. So that's only, I guess you can count Kelsey Mitchell's team as an AAU team, and the other team does play during regular league like we do, and then they have their AAU season in December, but they pay.
Can we talk
Okay.
about, I'd like to have a rec meeting on the 6th of June. Can we talk about this some more? Because I've had kids say, you know, we have to get out of the gym at 6 o'clock. And so I'd like to be able to have a better understanding.
During basketball season,
We can talk about it some more at
I
June
want
the
to
6th.
be clear, everyone understands, during basketball season, they do. And that is nothing, that's not anything new, that's happened before me, and they may say open later, but that's nothing new. It was established by someone who's already here prior to me, and I just follow the same curriculum.
Okay,
I think that's it.
all right. We appreciate y'all,
Thank you
all
all
that
for
you
being
guys
here.
do.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for, yes.
Very well, I appreciate that so much.
That's all.
Okay, all right. All right. Committee report, Committee of the Whole, May 9, 2023. Ms. Fitzgerald?
Yes. All right, Committee of the Whole minutes. Meeting was called to order at 6:06 PM on May 9th. Members present was Mayor Poole, Esther Boyd, Rosemary Brown, Cindy Chandler, myself, Robert Lawson, and Aaron Tillman III. Also present was Mr. Turnley, Mr. Engel, Paul Sherman, Chief Johnson, and Interim Police Chief Williams. Some of the agenda items included a village manager update, and I'll make this brief because I'm sure some of this stuff, same stuff will be included in his update. The village received a $25,000 grant for Juneteenth. So glad that we received that grant, and will just help out with our Juneteenth festivities that are coming up on June 19th. The village also received a grant for $100,000 in addition to the OPWC funds. This will be bidded out, this project, on January 2024. The estimated cost of repair is $2 million, and this is on Chester Road and Redna, and I think it's the sidewalks.
It's a complete road reconstruction as well.
Oh, complete road reconstruction as well, okay, thanks. The kickoff meeting for the Recreation Needs Assessment, which we were just in discussion about, went well, and now forming focus groups. So just like we've just discussed, various people will be contacted, the public, as well as council and various groups. There's approximately 4 months to complete, so you may be contacted, and if there's groups that you'd like to join, I'm sure they'll be reaching out to Woodlawn residents for you to do that. Harmony Park groundbreaking ceremony took place on May 12th, and as you see outside the building, they're making progress on Harmony Park. I think it's supposed to be completed sometime by July. The pre-construction for the salt barn is happening soon. That's down in our Public Works Department. Temporary food ordinance, food truck ordinance is coming. There was much discussion regarding the code enforcement, and we also talked about full-time code enforcer at this meeting as well. Public Works gave us some updates. They identified sewer lids throughout the village that needs repairing. The fire department, the fire truck is still broke and a new truck is needed. The July due date is approaching in regards to the warranty of the truck, and a decision will need to be made in purchasing a new truck. We talked about that. Our fire chief stated that they plan to partner with Tri-Health to start a community paramedicine program for those coming home from the hospital. So they're going to try to pair up with our residents to give them some help when they return from hospital needs. We received $1,000 from Princeton for CPR classes, and we'll be with the summer camp, the LOHI summer camp. Also, our interim chief thanked council and residents for their efforts and support for getting the levy passed. So thank you so much for passing our safety levy. We had an update from our Parks and Recreation, Ms. Sherman. The 513 bus will be back on August 30th. 58 individuals were serviced at the last event in April, so we're still servicing our residents. And thanks for the 513 bus for stopping in Woodlawn. Ms. Sherman stated that she has applied for 3 feeding programs, so we're glad to see this come back. One of these will be servicing us. Kids Cafe, Hunger Alliance, and Auntie. So we had some discussion about it. And we're using a room at the pool to feed our children this summer. Also about summer camp, our Vacay Kids Summer Camp has 50 kids enrolled, with 15% of the kids are from Woodlawn, and Camp Kumba will return, and it's allowed 25 participants, so it's going to be pretty busy down at our recreation center this summer. We currently have 72 pool memberships, and this was as of our meeting, have been obtained, and there will be a code red going out to remind residents. And also on the Juneteenth update, we talked about, there were suggestions about what can we do for our kids down at Juneteenth. We came up with possibly a petting zoo and crafts, and I know this is all in the works behind the scenes. We will also be selling, we will have a booth to sell Woodlawn-opoly, which is a game, a Woodlawn Monopoly type game, and also t-shirts will be sold. We were in discussion of trying to sell those before Juneteenth, so you could wear your t-shirts, and also selling them at the Juneteenth event. And I think that pretty much sums up the COW meeting, and it was adjourned at 7:55. That sums it up.
Very good report, Ms. Fitzgerald. Any questions for Ms. Fitzgerald?
If I just make a comment regarding Harmony Park and the completion possibly in July. That's just the first phase, correct?
Yes,
That's
yes.
just the first phase, not the complete Harmony Park. So
Well,
just
Harmony Park, so you're looking at the whole picture. I guess she was referring to the musical piece, which, yes, is
It's the
phase
first
1.
phase.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Finance Committee, Ms. Fitzgerald,
Yes,
keep
I was
going.
just on, yeah, I was on for May. The Finance Committee meeting, we met at May 15th at 7 o'clock p.m. Members present was myself and Ms. Chandler. Also present was Ms. Brown, Mr. Lawson, Mr. Ingo, Charles Willis, and Mr. Turley. The village collected $917,463.42 in taxes related to the month of April. We had a good month in April. Our tax receipts distribution by fund included general fund, $730,779.56. Our road tax, $119,669.14. The debt, $43,080.89, and capital projects, $23,933.83, which totals at $917,463.42. Since inception of these funds, we have collected, since from 2019 to present, $3,615,36.71. We dispersed $1,140,782.95, and our fund balance that we have available is $2,474,253.76. So, as you can see, there's many projects going on around the village of Woodlawn, and we're definitely putting these funds to good use of repairing our roads. And that's pretty much all that I'm going to report on, because I don't want to overlap with our finance director, so I'll let him take it over from here.
Very well. Any other questions for Ms. Fitzgerald and Finance Committee? Having municipal managers report.
Honorable Mayor, members of council, I want to start out by mentioning Metro Now, and I know you're going to piggyback on that too, Mr. Mayor. Wednesday, May 17th, Councilmember Brown and I, we attended a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the Metro Now. Now, Metro Now provides regional transit access to neighborhoods that historically have not had this access to public transportation. Think of it as a mix of public transportation and Uber. When we attended the launch, they showed us the vehicles that will carry 10 passengers, along with 2 passengers who may have reduced mobility or capability, say they're in a wheelchair or a scooter. And for $2 a ride, you can actually call Metro Now, and they deliver curb-to-curb service. So they can get you to the grocery store. They have started activation already in the pilot program was in the Springdale, Sharonville area, and which also, of course, includes Woodlawn. So right now it's restricted to those areas. Soon they will go, of course, countywide. But we were privileged to be one of the first communities that they started their pilot project in, and it's something that we want to get the word out to our residents, because if they have mobility issues, if they don't have a car, if they need to go different places in the neighborhood, this is definitely an alternative that they want to seek out. And also I'd like to commend the staff at SORTA. Tim and I have had various dealings with them, the new staff, since the pass of issue 7, and they are professional at every level. They have gone above and beyond with help that we've needed in the community. And of course, we are operating with a grant that we received in order to do improvements on Springfield Pike and Greenwich Way. And we're also going to be applying for more grants to do more sidewalks and to do more improvements.
Good.
So it's just SORTA has a great team down there, and they're good partners for our village.
Okay, good.
Can I just make a comment regarding Metro Now? I was coming down the street yesterday,
They were in the
and
neighborhood.
exactly
Yeah.
what I saw
Yeah.
was the Metro Now, and I was like, oh, yay, it was going up into the community. So to see that someone is taking advantage of that already was just heartwarming. And again, to know that we're part of the kickoff of that is really great.
Yes, and we have information on our website. Actually, I called the staff at SORTA and I said, could you design a flyer that we could put on our website? And they designed one for us that day. It's on our website with a link also to more information about the service.
Good, good.
Starting next week, our Juneteenth meetings will occur weekly instead of every other week. Plans are moving along. We have a draft of the parking memo, because remember, we want to make sure we keep a close eye on that. And then also I included in the appendix some of the minutes from the last meeting. So feel free to contact me, and also feel free to come to a meeting. It's June 1st is our next one. I believe that's Wednesday, and then we're going to meet weekly until we have the event. Harmony Park. So construction has begun. Tomorrow they will have a mock-up of the concrete path, and then I sent out the pavers that we're getting, the memorial pavers, and also we have a mock-up of the 32-inch wide section. So the path has 5 sections for memorial pavers along with the concrete. And you can purchase an 8x8 paver for $250 or a 4x8 paver for $100. And once you see it, I believe we're going to sell a lot of those because it turned out really well. So keep an eye on the construction. It's supposed to be completed by July. Lee Crest Road. We had, I got an email from Fred Schlim and OPWC, and we did not get the grant, but we've got the next best thing, which is a 100% loan at 0% interest with 20 years to repay. And it's for the full cost of the project. Of course, let me provide the caveat, that's the full cost as estimated in 2022. And the prices for everything is going up. So of course, as we pursue this project, we'll get more estimates and we'll do our best to ensure that we get that done for as economically feasible as possible, but also doing it right, not cutting any corners. And the projected time to send that out to bid would be January of 2024.
Okay.
Met with the village engineer today, and right now you do not want to go out to bid for roads.
Too high.
Asphalt prices are astronomical, labor prices are astronomical. We need to wait until January to see if those things settle down. So. The HR audit on Monday, May 15th, we met with Paula Alexander from Strategic HR in person. She was allowed to look around the village to see our personal records. We have uploaded even more information to her, and we are working on soon to get that report out with the recommendations, so we have this strategic plan for HR. Next month, we will meet, the Planning Committee will meet for the Southern Gateway Project. We had a meeting with OKI, and we're probably going to rename the project to deal with pedestrian safety, because a lot of the improvements that we have deal with that. And if we do that and we emphasize that, we can be eligible to receive more grants, which Tim and I love grants. So, Timberland and Timberview, some of the work has been done on the repatching and the resealing. Lester Tree Company has completed the first treatment to kill the roots. Evidently, pear trees were planted there, and the roots like to regrow. So he saw some buds over there. He sprays a chemical called Tordon on it, which is an herbicide that will kill the roots but not the grass. And he's done the first application, and he's going to check twice a year to make sure that we keep those applications up, because we don't want the roots regrowing and destroying the sidewalks that we just put in. The baseball field, PES has delivered equipment, and I did see them dragging the field today. The water on the field is a very expensive fix. So there's a thing about water and nature that it goes to the lowest point, and unfortunately our field is the lowest point. And it would be a significant amount of money to fix. I will do more research to see what else we can do. But the other things like, spraying off the benches and things like that, we can take care of that. That's no problem.
Yes, ma'am.
About Timberland and Timberview,
Yes, ma'am.
as far as the road, so the road was inspected, and I guess they're waiting for the village to sign off for all of the work. Can you?
We want to make sure, so I've heard, and I've got to send the village engineer out there. Public Works has visited out there. I have not got a chance to go down, but the crack sealing that was supposed to be done supposedly was done. The areas that were, I guess, where the gravel was coming up, supposedly they were treated. If they're not, I can make sure that, we send someone out there and make sure that Mount Pleasant does it. We have not paid them their final $10,000. The warranty has not started yet because we've not closed out that project. So we still have leverage to get things done.
So you don't know if they've been out there or not?
I don't know. Like I said, the first report I had was that they have done crack sealing. I know they've done the tree roads. I know that for a fact.
Can you look into that?
Yeah, of course.
Just because payment is going to be due for those residents, and I know that they're going to want that completed before they talk about payment.
Oh, yeah. Well, the assessments won't hit until
Next year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
next year. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Yeah, I can finalize
they
that.
don't want to talk about it.
That's no problem.
You might want to check the gravel areas.
Okay, check the gravel areas? Okay.
Can I ask a question about the baseball fields?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Well, we were just told that it was an extensive amount of money. To put a drainage in, did we have a dollar figure?
I do not have a dollar figure. I can definitely get one.
They're
Yeah, I think it'd be
expensive.
good.
Just for
Okay.
informational purposes.
I understand.
And those bleachers down there,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
probably need to be replaced.
Look,
If that's
see.
something that we can look into,
Okay.
because they've been there for a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Just another follow-up. I know we did work last year on the ball fields. Mr. Turley, and what did that entail? Did we build up and
They have
slope
delivered
off?
how many tons of dirt down there?
I can't remember
It's a lot.
the number, but it was a lot of dirt. The problem that we kept having was as the dirt would be delivered, it would rain, then they would have to deliver more, and then the company ran out of dirt, so then they waited a week and then we got more dirt. It was just a lot of dirt.
Yeah, it was,
What he did tell us though, was that because of, I guess we haven't had baseball in, I don't know, how many years since the pandemic, and I don't know if they had baseball prior to the pandemic, I'm not sure.
They did.
They had it the year during
They
the
did have
pandemic, or
baseball
right
then.
before,
They did.
During the pandemic.
I'm not sure.
No, not during the pandemic,
I mean, but
before.
I think when I was looking at the records, I don't know, I thought it was 2017. But it was because of the field and the way the field hadn't been, we hadn't done anything with the field, even though we had the pandemic, we should have still
Absolutely.
maintained
And
the
asked
field.
them.
So it became worse. And it's just, what really needs to happen, probably all dug out, put brand new dirt in, the trouble areas that we have, probably be raised a little bit higher, so that the dirt runs, so that the water runs out and not puddles, it's just puddles. And if we keep it that way, it would have to happen.
Yeah, so I would like to, I don't know if that
You're
should
just
be part of
looking
the recreation analysis as a part of our parks and recreation areas that we have that can enhance our programs. Maybe that's something we can add into that, but you're definitely right, Ms. Sherman. When it's not in use, we still have to maintain it.
Right. And that's both fields.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's everything we have.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay, very well.
can do.
Continue.
All right. Let's go to the village pool, and if Director Sherman has any more up-to-date information, I would appreciate it. But as you can see, the shades are up. We started up the pump, and it has been running fine.
good.
So that's a near miss. That's very fortunate. Plumbing repairs have been completed, and we've passed a lot of our tests from the health department. However, we do have some issues with chlorine feeders that one was fixed yesterday. I believe one was being worked on today. And then we still have the chlorine feeder and I think the motor to the slide that
The
needs to.
slide.
Yeah, the slide motor needs to be taken care of. But as the way it stands right now, we should open up on Residence Day and everything, nothing untoward happens.
Right. And Bob, with the electric company says for whatever reason, there's not enough voltage getting to the motor. The motor, you can hear it trying to turn. So he's going to he's going to fix it so that it operates, for now, but he'll have to order the part
This is for the slide?
for the slide. So the slide will be operable on Sunday, while he'll make it so that we can operate it, but we'll order the part. The part, he said, one company told him 5 weeks out, so.
Is this Serval?
This is Bob, who worked for Serval, and he's.
He
got his
branched
own
out.
company.
So he's familiar. That's good to know.
Yes, somebody.
Serval was always down there, right? Okay.
Yes, plus they're a village business.
Yes.
All right, the Recreation Department program analysis continues. We're going to have Leon Younger from Pros Consulting. He is going to conduct focus groups and interview stakeholders. He'll be here in person May 31st and June 1st. And of course, there will be, I want to change the time on that, a special council meeting because he wants to talk to council as a whole on Thursday, June 1st at 6 p.m., I believe is what we're scheduling for. Okay, and it mentions 5:30 here, so it's 6 p.m. now. And the point of this is to get your input, but then also he's going to use that input to form the questions that he will send out in the survey that will be sent to every household in the village. And as you talk to your residents, as you meet people, and we're going to send out a code red, but please talk up this survey. We want their input. it's not even a legitimate survey unless we get, I think, 250 responses. So talk it up, because it's vital in order to get that strategic plan going that we want for the recreation center. Other than that, there's no new information on the gun range, and that would be the end of my report.
Very well.
Thank you.
All right.
Any comment?
You have a question?
Yes. The Residents' Day is this Sunday for the pool opening, correct? And that's
Yes.
just for
The 28th.
residents only?
Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. And
What time?
what time?
Pool hours.
12 o'clock.
Pool
12 to
hours.
5?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And just to remind our residents, they can go down and get their free passes, correct?
Yes.
When they got mine.
And they have a ticket that they'll receive.
Correct. Okay. And I understand the fire department is going to be grilling hot dogs?
Yes.
Okay, well, that should be nice. The other question, comment I have is last month, we had a resident come in and complain about some issues that they were having in their backyard regarding some water.
Yes, I talked to
And
Ms.
I just want to know if there's an update on that and if it was taken care of.
I talked to Ms. Vera on the phone, and I'm going to touch base with her again. I told her that basically, of course, it's private property. Lawfully, we cannot spend money on private property, but I am collecting a large group of people that can possibly help her. I can't give her one or two names because I can't be seen to like directing, you know, paying favors. But legally, I'm trying to find, you know, like a group that's big enough that I
Resources.
can give her these sources and say, call these people for
Well,
help.
good.
I understand there was another resident also,
Ms. Brown?
Ms. Brown.
Correct. Oh, okay,
And
yeah,
I
I've
know
also
she
talked to
came
her.
out, and I just want to know, make sure that we follow up on that.
Yes, I have talked to Ms., yes,
Mhm.
Ms. Brown, and also Michelle
Conlon?
Conway on Woodstock.
Woodstock.
Yeah, I followed up with her as well.
Okay,
And we will
good.
continue as that project, you know, develops, we'll continue to keep in touch with her.
I'm hoping that Ms. Conway's issue Ms. Conway has brought that issue to us, I would say for some years. And I think that once Ronnie Road in Woodstock is constructed, I think that will eliminate some of the issues that she's having up there. I'm almost certain that it will. All right. Mr. Manager, all set? All right,
Your pleasure, Mr. Mayor.
very well. Finance Director's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Pick up for Ms. Fitzgerald.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear, I see your hand,
I
yes.
just wanted to say to the manager, and if the public works is involved, reference that pothole that I've been hitting for the last 10 years, is gone. So that's-
Oh, sprinkle pipe, yeah. Very well, good stuff. Finance Director's report.
Thank you. Let's pick up where Ms. Fitzgerald left off. Let's see, during our finance committee meeting, we reviewed appropriations and revenues reports. The village collected 35% of budget revenues, excluding 21% of appropriations as of April 30th, 2023. We reviewed receipts and expense reports. For the month of April, the village collected $829,251.31 and dispersed $875,982.28. The village general fund dispersed 33% of general fund budgeted expenditures and collected 47% of general fund budgeted receipts. The committee had fund balance reports, bank reconciliations, as well as overtime and salary reports available for review, as well as a recreations report related to expenditures and receipts. Wanted to give a couple quick updates tonight. As you all know, we renewed our note on the Lee Crest property. We're working on that. That came to fruition actually today. So as planned, we will pay $100,000 of that note off. And then we took out the new note for $320,000. The interest rate on the new note is 6%, which is about as good as we can do these days. And we'll sign everything off and send those out to the various parties to make sure everything's on schedule. Also, as we had discussions about the new fire truck, or a purchase of a new fire truck, Chief Johnson was able to speak with E1 financing program available from Partner Affairs that would allow us to pay for that truck over a 10-year period of time. The interest rate that they are giving us or advertising to us right now is 4.43%. And anything under 5 right now is,
Good.
again, very good. In order to try to obtain this, I need to fill out the financing application for B close. I'd like to have a motion just to allow me to do that, so council support. It doesn't mean we're going to go that route. I still just want to fill out the application. The thing that I really like about this, again, is that the rate is under 5%. The thing I don't care for a whole lot is that you start paying, this year on a truck you get 2 years from now. It's also, it's $1 million truck or an over $1 million truck. So your payments are about $180,000 a year. One of the things I would like to review at the next finance committee meeting is kind of where we're at with our debt right now as a village and where we're, going to need to go if we kind of make some of these decisions. Our alternative is to go ahead and tell E1, yes, we're going to buy the truck and wait 2 years and look for financing within that 2-year period, thereby kind of pushing those payments off until we absolutely need that money. But did want to go ahead and pass these out to council for their review in case you wanted to look at kind of what the different scenarios are. And they gave us a couple different options. You can either start making the payments this year or next. It makes more sense. If you're going to do it, you start making them this year. It doesn't save you enough to make them next. But when we go to Finance Committee, you guys will have that, and you'll have it as kind of reference.
All right.
Other than that, I did not have anything new under finance.
Very well. Any questions for Mr. Engel in finance?
I have one, Mayor.
Sure.
Reference to new fire truck, what will be the life expectancy of it?
The fire truck's supposed to last 20 years.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Fitzgerald, we do need a motion to approve the bank reconciliation, receipt listing, and payment listing.
I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the bank reconciliation, receipt listing, and payment listing.
I'll second.
Motion been moving properly. Second, all ayes.
Aye.
Very well. Law Director's report.
No report tonight.
Very well. My report, I got a couple of things I'd like to just share. I believe between Mr. Turley and Ms. Brown, they kind of gave all the excitement of the Metro Now, but as Ms. Brown indicated, yes, I did see the Metro Now traveling through the neighborhood on yesterday. Excited. I did stop the driver just to see if somebody was on the van. Yes, there was somebody on the van. They were dropping them off down in the neighborhood. So just excited about that service. And so just to reiterate that, again, $2 per ride, they will come to your door, door to door. And I think that's just awesome service. So I think there's some great benefit to that. So excited that they did the pilot program here in Woodlawn. So excited to see that. The Harmony Park, we got some information about the Harmony Park. As we can see across the street, the groundbreaking has taken place. So if you have not purchased the pavers, I suggest that we do that. If you choose to do that kind of quickly because the project is moving really quickly. Couple of good news. Before I get to the real good news, I get excited about school news. But we want to just continue to talk about the Woodlawn Monopoly game. This is really a Monopoly game. It was designed for us here in Woodlawn with some of our businesses on that. So if you have not purchased that game, it's $20. It is available at the Recreation Center as well as the police clerk in the police department. She has those over there as well.
And here, in the front office.
Oh, in the front office as well. Thank you, clerk. Appreciate that. And so we want to get those. Those will benefit the Active Woodlawn Inc. So we can do some things with some of the programs out here. And then finally, I did want to just share this two things that I want to share from the Princeton standpoint. Princeton class of 2023, their graduating class of 2023. This is the first time, and I don't know how long of a time, that we had a 100% graduation rate in our graduation class. 100%. So every student in that class received their credits on time, and if you really think back, these kids were pandemic students, right? And so they persevered, and they we always say that our students are resilient, but they made it happen out there. So I'm just excited to hear that for the district. From a local level, our elementary, Woodlawn Elementary School, the third grade scores have come back. Third grade scores was the highest in the district at Woodlawn Elementary. So we're doing some great things from just around when we talk about education, we're doing some great things. Overall scores in the district are going up overall, and I love to see that data. But I just, when it hits home, and the Riddle Road School does what we're charged to do out there. So again, they were the top scores in the district among our third grade students. Also, the last day of school is this Thursday. I talk about this on each council meeting about the speeding in the neighborhood. I noticed it toward the end of the school year, the speeding gets picked up. So I know, interim chief, you're out there, your team is out there. I constantly see them out there on their different posts. So we'll continue to do the monitoring out there, but I'm just publicly putting out there to our drivers, residents, please watch your speeding because the children are gonna be out there in sidewalks and in the neighborhood. So we just ask that to be careful, mindful of that. That is all the information that I have. I have one other thing. Vice Mayor, I do need an approval of my Mayor's Court monthly statement.
Sure, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Mayor's Court monthly statement in the amount of $28,755.50.
I'll second that motion.
Motion been moved and properly second. All ayes?
Aye.
Very well. We'll go into legislation.
The first item is ordinance number 14, 2023, an ordinance to levy special assessments for the repair and/or reconstruction of sidewalks, sidewalk areas, curbs, and/or gutters in the village of Woodlawn and declaring an emergency.
I need a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 14, 2023.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 14, 2023.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Excuse me, roll call on the suspension, please.
Esther Boyd,
Aye.
Rosemary Brown,
Aye.
Cindy Chandler,
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Robert Lawson,
Aye.
Aaron Tillman III.
I need a motion for passage of ordinance number 14, 2023.
I'd like to make a motion for passage of ordinance number 14, 2023.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Esther Boyd,
Yes.
Rosemary Brown,
Aye.
Cindy Chandler,
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Robert Lawson,
Aye.
Aaron Tillman III.
Very well. I need a motion to declare an emergency on ordinance number 14, 2023.
I'd like to make a motion to declare an emergency on ordinance number 14, 2023.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the emergency.
Esther Boyd,
Aye.
Rosemary Brown,
Aye.
Cindy Chandler,
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Robert Lawson,
Aye.
Aaron Tillman III.
Very well. Thank you.
Next item is ordinance 15, 2023, an ordinance to advance up to $3,000 from the general fund to the fire hydrant fund.
I need a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 15, 2023.
I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules of ordinance number 15, 2023.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the suspension, please.
Rosemary Brown,
Aye.
Cindy Chandler,
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Robert
Aye.
Lawson, Aaron Tillman III, Esther Boyd.
Yes. Aye.
Very well. I need a motion for passage of ordinance number 15, 2023.
I'll make a motion for passage of ordinance number 15, 2023.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Rosemary Brown.
Aye.
Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Emma Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Aaron Tillman III. Esther Boyd.
Very well.
Next item is ordinance 16, 2023, an ordinance amending appropriations for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2023.
I need a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 16, 2023.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 16, 2023.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the suspension, please.
Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Emma Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Aaron Tillman III.
Aye.
Esther Boyd.
Aye.
Rosemary Brown.
Aye.
Very well. I need a motion for passage of ordinance number 16, 2023.
I'd like to make a motion for passage of ordinance number 16, 2023.
Second.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Emma Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Aaron Tillman III.
Aye.
Esther Boyd.
Aye.
Rosemary Brown.
Aye.
The next item is ordinance 17, 2023, an ordinance establishing a fee schedule for criminal background checks provided to individuals at the Woodlawn Police Department and declaring an emergency.
I need a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 17, 2023.
I'd like to make a motion for, to suspend the rules, to suspend the rules of ordinance number 17, 2023.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the suspension, please.
Emma Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Aaron Tillman III.
Aye.
Esther Boyd.
Aye.
Rosemary Brown.
Aye.
Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
I need a motion for passage of ordinance number 17, 2023.
I'll make a motion for passage of ordinance number 17, 2023.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Emma Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Aaron Tillman III.
Aye.
Esther Boyd.
Aye.
Rosemary Brown.
Aye.
Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Very well. I need a motion to declare an emergency on ordinance number 17, 2023.
Did we do that one? Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it.
I missed it?
No, that's what we just did.
Oh, okay,
That was,
sorry,
17. 17.
okay.
did I do a
No.
suspension,
Yeah,
a
you're
passage,
right.
an emergency?
You're at the right place, Mayor.
Right.
An emergency.
Declare an emergency.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you. Okay.
I'll make
I need a motion to declare an emergency on ordinance number 17, 2023.
I'll make that motion to declare an ordinance for
Declare.
17, 2023, an emergency.
I second it.
Motion been moved and properly second on the emergency. Roll call. Ms. Boyd.
I just want to make sure I heard one. Emma Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Emma Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Aaron Tillman III.
Aye.
Esther Boyd.
Aye.
Rosemary Brown.
Aye.
Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
The next item is ordinance 18, 2023, an ordinance to transfer $40,000 from the general fund to the tree board fund.
I need a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 18, 2023.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 18, 2023.
I second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the suspension, please.
Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Aaron Tillman III.
Aye.
Esther Boyd.
Aye.
Rosemary Brown.
Aye.
Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Emma Fitzgerald.
Aye.
I need a motion for passage of ordinance number 18, 2023.
I'll make a motion for passage for ordinance number 18, 2023.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Aaron Tillman III.
Aye.
Esther Boyd.
Aye.
Rosemary Brown.
Aye.
Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Emma Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Very well.
And the next item is ordinance 19, 2023, an ordinance to advance up to $40,000 from the general fund to the CDBG mini planning grant fund.
Very well. I need a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 19, 2023.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules of ordinance number 19, 2023.
I'll second.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the suspension, please.
Aaron Tillman III,
Aye.
Esther Boyd,
Aye.
Rosemary Brown,
Aye.
Cindy Chandler,
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Very well. I need a motion for passage of ordinance number 19, 2023.
I'll make a motion for passage of ordinance number 19, 2023.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Aaron Tillman III,
Aye.
Esther Boyd,
Aye.
Rosemary Brown,
Aye.
Cindy Chandler,
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Robert Lawson.
Aye.
Just as a side note.
Very well. Go ahead.
Just as a side note, I'd like to make note that those funds, the $40,000, will be advanced back to the general fund once the payments have been received from Hamilton County.
Yes, they will.
Thank you.
It's in here.
The next item is Resolution 17, 2023, a resolution authorizing the municipal manager to execute an addendum to the facility usage agreement with the Addiction Services Council.
I need a motion for passage of resolution. Let me see that far. I need a motion for passage of resolution number 17, 2023.
I'd like to make a motion for passage of resolution number 17, 2023.
I second the motion.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call, please.
Esther Boyd,
Aye.
Rosemary Brown,
Aye.
Cindy Chandler,
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Robert Lawson,
Aye.
Aaron Tillman III.
Aye.
The next item is Resolution 18, 2023, a resolution authorizing the municipal manager to enter into a purchase and sale agreement to acquire certain property in the village of Woodlawn, and this one pertains to the Springfield Pike properties.
Very well. I need a motion for passage of resolution number 18, 2023.
I make a motion for passage of resolution number 18, 2023.
I'll second it.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Rosemary Brown,
Aye.
Cindy Chandler,
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Robert Lawson,
Aye.
Aaron Tillman III,
Aye.
Esther Boyd.
Aye.
Very well.
The next item is Resolution 19, 2023, a resolution authorizing the municipal manager to enter into a purchase and sale agreement to acquire certain property in the village of Woodlawn, and this one pertains to the Warren Avenue properties.
Very well. I need a motion for passage of resolution number 19, 2023.
I'll make a motion for passage of resolution number 19, 2023.
I'll second.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Cindy Chandler,
Aye.
Pamela Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Robert Lawson,
Aye.
Aaron Tillman III,
Aye.
Esther Boyd,
Aye.
Rosemary Brown.
Aye.
And the last item is Resolution 20, 2023, a resolution approving the update of the solid waste management plan of the Hamilton County Solid Waste Management District.
I need a motion for passage of resolution number 20, 2023. Woo.
I'd like to make a motion for passage of resolution number 20, 2023.
I'll second.
Motion been moved and properly second. Roll call on the passage, please.
Pamela Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Robert Lawson,
Aye.
Aaron Tillman III,
Aye.
Esther Boyd,
Aye.
Rosemary Brown,
Aye.
Cindy Chandler.
Aye.
Is this, okay, it's together?
Yeah.
Okay, very well. What is my,
Yeah, Cindy has the motion.
all right. And is that all the legislation?
It is.
All right, all right. New business.
Mayor, can I ask for a quick motion to allow me to fill out the credit application for the fire truck?
Yeah, Ms. Fitzgerald, would you like to make that motion?
I'd like to make a motion for our finance director to complete the application for the financing of a possible fire truck.
I'll second.
Motion been moved and properly second. All ayes?
Aye.
Very well. All right. New business. Is there any new business?
Okay, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this session of council to go into executive session pursuant to section 220.01 G1 of the Village of Woodlawn Code of Ordinances to discuss the investigation of complaint against a public employee and the evaluation of a public employee.
Very well.
Investigation, repeat that, investigation.
We'll give you I'll give you what she wrote.
Okay, thank you.
I'll second.
Roll call.
All right.
Roll call.
Yes, please. Thank you. And I think, so he can start breaking down.
There won't be any action.
Esther Boyd?
So we
Aye.
can go process. Yeah, yeah.
Rosemary Brown?
Aye.
Kenny Chandler?
Aye.
Emma Fitzgerald?
Aye.
Robert Lawson? Aaron Tillman III.
All right, very well.